Have you ever felt trapped by your fears or overwhelmed by anxiety? Imagine freeing yourself from these invisible chains today. One of the most common struggles people face is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, or even fear of what others think. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it can be overwhelming. Anxiety is another big one, feeling stuck, like you're not making progress, or that you're not good enough. It's a vicious cycle that can be hard to escape. And then there are those feelings of being trapped, like you're living in a prison of your own making. It's a desperate feeling, and it can be really hard to find a way out. But here's the thing, you don't have to face these struggles alone. There's hope, and there is a way out. I know what it's like to feel like you're drowning in your problems. It's like being in a dark tunnel with no light at the end. But I also know what it's like to find liberation, to break free from those chains and start living the life you truly want. And it all starts with prayer. For me, Psalm 91 has been a lifeline, a source of comfort and strength in times of need. Let's dive into some of the verses of Psalm 91 and see how they can apply to our lives today. Verse 1 says, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." This verse is all about finding refuge in God, about knowing that He is our safe haven in times of trouble. It's a reminder that we don't have to face our fears alone, that we can bring them to God and trust that He will take care of us. Verse 2 says, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust." This verse is all about declaring our trust in God, about saying out loud that we believe in His goodness and His love. Verse 3 says, "He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart." This verse is all about the protection of God, about knowing that we are safe in His care. It's a beautiful image, God's wings spread out over us, shielding us from harm. And then there's verse 4, which says, "You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked." This verse is all about perspective, about knowing that God is always in control. I want to share with you a personal story about the power of prayer in Psalm 91. I was struggling with anxiety and feelings of inadequacy, and I didn't know how to break free. But one day I decided to pray, to really pray, to pour my heart out to God and ask for His help. And you know what? It worked. I realized that I didn't have to face my struggles alone, that God was always with me, guiding me and directing me. And that's when I started to break free from those chains, when I started to live the life I truly wanted. It wasn't easy and it wasn't quick, but it was worth it. I want you to know that you don't have to face your struggles alone, that God is always with you, waiting to help you break free. Remember, Psalm 91 is a prayer for breaking chains, for finding liberation and freedom in Christ. Read it out loud, declare it over your life, and watch what happens. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever used Psalm 91 as a prayer for breaking chains? What was your experience like? And if you want to learn more about prayer and spiritual growth, be sure to check out my other videos.